Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Hey,
NUFC Talk
hey.
TV live with another Monday night news show. Welcome, everyone. How's it going? We got Roy, we got Mighty Win, we got Gary, and Jamie should be coming at any moment given time. We started a bit early, a couple minutes early, so so we can get gunning. Shall we say? How's it going? All good?
All good.
Always good.
Huh?
Always good.
Always good.
Always good in the neighborhood. Got a lot of news. We got a lot of news today, man. A lot of stuff to go through. And please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Become a member if you can. It helps us a lot to keep growing. You get exclusive content. And we got three giveaways lined up, man. We got three winners, guys. Like seriously, we're on the queue right here. So we got to give those away. Maybe whilst you guys get the token, I can look for some stuff. On let me surf through the web and find some. That's the mighty win type talk. But maybe we can come up with something at the end of the show. But regardless, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and help us out reach as many Newcastle fans as we can. Um, all right. So again, all good. You guys doing
Why,
good?
what a great week.
Yeah, exactly. Good week. Good week, man. We advance, so
Listen,
Yeah.
that's
we're the
great.
only team that can do the domestic treble now.
Yeah, well, you are right in that sense. You are right. You are right. It's still there, still available, still possible.
You've got to
We're
be
the
in it
only
to win
ones,
it.
boys.
That's
That's
what you got
right.
to say.
And talking about the Birmingham match quickly, who was the man of the match voted by the people? Well, shall we vote real quick? And I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote myself for Tonali always. I vote for Tonali. So 433 votes. We got kind of did this yesterday, so not a lot of time, but 400 people, 430 people have voted. They have said that 38% Osula, but Joe Willock gets the man of the match with 43% of the votes. Joe Willock. And Osula second with 38 votes. Tonali 18% and 1% Mighty Win voted for Wilson. There you go.
No,
Mighty
Mighty Win didn't. Mighty Win
Win.
voted out of the choice available, Asula.
That is, I mean,
But I
Wilson
thought
did
Trip
score.
should have been in there.
Trips.
Absolutely.
What, at the Birmingham?
How?
Oh no, I'm
Not
getting
much.
the game. I'm getting the match mixed up. What now, man?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
No,
What is wrong with this
One,
guy,
one, one beer too many.
man?
goes with his
What's wrong with you,
emotions.
man? He didn't even play, man.
Oh,
Come
my
on
God.
now.
Love it.
My goodness.
Just seeing if you're awake.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Anyway, so that is the voting as far as that's concerned, and there we go. So that's the man of the match. Talking about, I mean, we did a reaction already. We're going to start bringing the full reviews as well. For more in-depth analysis, and of course, the day after, a couple, we get to watch the game a couple of times and bring in more deeper analysis than the gut reaction that we get after the games. Um, so we did that, but the mighty win has a good point. It is Newcastle United are now favorites to win the domestic treble. I mean, it's not going to be, in my
Well,
opinion.
we're favourites in a field of one.
Well, no, we're favorites in the sense that we are the team that's one of the strongest, if not the strongest. You can say Aston Villa are one of the ones that can do it as well. But other than that, I mean, you got Chelsea still in it. Uh,
Chelsea
Chelsea.
out.
No,
No, it's out. So everybody else is out. Man United are still in it, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
luckily,
easy
yeah.
game gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but they had to be offside, though, to get the winner.
but we're certainly performing way better than them. So in that sense, we are. We're not going to win the Premier League, though. So let's be fair. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So that right there, that theory goes out the window, unless you guys want to give it spice it up a little bit.
Well, there'll be another three Prem teams go out in the next round because there's three all Premiership
And,
ties.
and by the way, you're right, Kenny. Sorry, Villa cannot do the treble. I mean, they could if they win the championship. The Champions League though. That is a
That's not
proper,
a domestic treble.
but that is the proper treble. That so we're not gonna. If they win that, if they win the Champions League, Premier League, and the FA Cup, that tops
But that's
anything.
been done before.
Man, get out of here with that, man. That's the one that matters. What are you talking about?
No. Nobody's ever done the domestic treble.
Okay,
Ever.
well, you'll celebrate that for a day, and then it's over. Champions League is top of the cream, old man. Wake up already. But so they could do it, but not domestic. So if you want to play the game, look, we're not winning the Premier League, man. So I mean, what do you guys think here? I mean, there's a lot of talk now about this.
We've just got to go on another 9 victory run, and who knows? Because if we do, we'll have beaten City, we'll have beaten Liverpool,
Yeah,
we'll
there's
have
your
beaten
start.
Arsenal,
Then Forest, and then
and we'll have beaten Forest as well if we're going a 9-game unbeaten run.
Well, you got to beat those. I mean, first of all, you got to beat Liverpool to start with, and that's not going to be easy at all. Let me welcome my man Jamie
Hey, boy.
in gospel.
Jamie.
We're in a American football hat, man. That is not proper at the moment.
It's a basketball hat.
Oh, it's in the Knicks. It's the Knicks.
It's
The New York Knicks. Okay, cool. I
it's
thought it
New
was
York Knicks, yeah.
Hey, that's my team though.
It's chilly here.
That's yeah. I got a team on the East Coast, a team on the West Coast, man. Team on the East Coast, the Knicks, they don't win anything. So like Newcastle, Sleeping Giants, and
Yeah.
I'm a Laker fan though, hardcore Laker fan, man. But anyways, before we continue with the idea of a treble possibility, I want to say a special thanks to my man Jamie right there in front of us. First of all, he's gonna go off when I'm about to thank this guy, man. What's wrong with him? That's so rude, man. I thought English people had manners. But
Sorry,
yeah,
message came up.
I want to thank him for giving me this nice match. He gave me the program for both our first matches, the Wolves and the Bournemouth, and they're lovely. I love these things, man. To me, they mean so much. But first of all, first surprise is he's tall as hell, so I didn't know about that. And then, but this here, man, this is
Is
unbelievable.
long enough to be continued.
And this here is the best ever shirt in the history of Newcastle United history. And I want that shirt. So if you see one out there, make sure you give me one.
Oh, is that the one with the shield on the back?
I've got one, but it's
Yeah.
not going to fit.
That's watch your mouth. And I do hang my shirts anyway, but yeah, this would be amazing with the shield. Actually the one that comes to mind all the time is Asprilla for some reason with this shirt. But I would probably you can probably do a Novi.
We beat Barcelona with that
You
one.
probably do a Novi.
Yeah, it's a beauty that shirt,
Oh,
but it's
it's beautiful.
associated with a season where things took a bit of a downturn.
Yeah.
I think shirts are remembered based on how well the team did when you associate that
You
shirt with that season. Like
you
the NTL one that we wore under Sir Bobby, I didn't like it at all. But we had such a good couple of seasons. I think it's looked back on fondly.
well, you're right in that sense. You're right in that sense. But for me, in that time, it's more about for me specifically because I'm a baron compared to you old twats. Um,
Like
it's just about what I can remember, like faintly, and I can just keep remembering Asprilla, doing you know doing the front
Doing what Asprilla does.
yeah, the flips. I remember that. By the way, and another thing, and I do read these. I did read these. Obviously, I'm not a fake. I'm not fake. I'm not thinking being fake like the mighty win. When you gift him something, my wife give him something. He just said, I got many of those, but he doesn't. What the fuck, man?
well,
It rude as hell. And so I read this. And by the way, rest in peace, Mr. Tudor, who
oh well.
Hallelujah. John Tudor.
Tudor.
John Tudor.
yeah,
Hallelujah. Unsung hero because
it
he
is.
lived in the shadow of Superman.
Shadow of Mac. Yeah.
Exactly, great. So great stuff. Rest in peace, the great
Are you
Tudor.
going to do a Once Upon a Time with?
We're never gonna have to do it once upon a time. We're gonna do one with Super Mac, and we're gonna talk about how he, milked off Tudor's titty for. No, Superman, the great Super Mac, man. He's a legend as well. So we're definitely gonna do that. But also, Mr. Jamie, thank you for that, mate. And that's the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Yeah, I couldn't believe you spent your money on this, man. It's probably free, but you probably got.
I know.
You know,
Backdated.
Well, I do get me rates from that particular business. I'm not going to lie, but I
I,
still bought it.
did you give me something else? 'Cause I feel like you gave me something else.
I got you a card with Dan Burn on it.
No, you didn't. Did you? No, you
Yeah,
didn't. No way.
I did.
I thought it was oh yeah. Wait, this is it. No, that's happy birthday for me a long time ago. No, you did. I thought it was. I thought it was something else. Never mind. Anyways, but thank you
There
anyway.
is. There's a card with Dan Burn on the front doing his dance.
Is that right?
So check
I need to look for
check
it.
the envelope again.
Oh man, well that's long gone. But uh, but I'm sure that was on sale anyway. Not many buys those, but no man, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
That's
All
because
right.
I buy them all.
Yeah, well, exactly. So let's entertain this uh, treble, or should we really? I mean, we're a serious channel. I would like to say.
Double.
Double. We could do a double. I mean, what about that though? More realistic, a double cup run. That's like, I don't know if if it's been done. I'm sure it has by big teams. It hasn't been done often. Winning.
Well, the treble, the only
Both
team that's
cups.
done the treble is Man City. They did it in 2018-19 season.
The domestic one.
The domestic treble, yeah.
No,
Um,
no,
yes.
they didn't.
Yes, they did.
2001, Liverpool won both the domestic cups and the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, that's right. They've done.
No,
I checked it up today, and the domestic treble, to my knowledge, hasn't been done.
In 2018-19, Man City became the first men's team to win the domestic treble in England, winning in the Premier League, FA
they
Cup,
beat
and
Watford
League
in the
Cup.
final, didn't they?
In 22-23, they sealed a proper treble.
Come on, oh man.
Obviously, that was when they won the Champions League.
The Champions
Yeah.
League. That's the proper one. Oh man, wake up, man! You're not inventing Coca-Cola here, man. You didn't.
I went on there.
You went on the dodgy sites, man. Stay off the dodgy.
Yeah.
Man City.
You went on
Man
Wikipedia. Anybody can edit that. Come on, man. But in no reality though. I mean, what do you know?
I mean, to be fair, if I'm honest with you, with anything, winning anything, there's got to be an element of luck. Luck on the draws, and that's what I said. You look at like Man City now. They've probably got, even though that team beat Liverpool, a very weak Liverpool side, some will say. But I looked at the team and it was a strong side. To be fair, and I turn around and I look at it and I'm thinking, is somebody already engraving the cup? Because sometimes that's what you need. It's just luck. It's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the game. You get no injuries before the games. You're keeping the strongest side as you possibly can out there. For me, I don't think we've got a chance of the Premier League. To think that we've got to win, I think we've got to lose one out of the next 10 to stand any chance. And I can't see that happening, if I'm honest. Yeah. But I mean, the cups, like I say, we've already reached the final, and it proves that, on the day we can beat anybody, and it's who turns up on that day. But like I say, for me, the FA Cup, there's still a couple of rounds to go yet before I'm starting to cross my fingers.
I mean,
yeah,
I mean,
if you talk about luck as well, do you know what? At one point in the second round, we were 3-1 down on penalties to Nottingham Forest, and I think I was about ready to put my foot through the TV when the next one went in. And we turned that round, and look where we are. Maybe that's
Super Shawnee Longstaff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I said. I mean, it's with keepers, it is luck because they have to dive one way or the other, and it's whether if they can get a hand on it, then fair play. But like I said, for me,
Forest player took the worst penalty in history, if you remember.
Absolutely, the one that went over the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Howe win type job that was, wasn't it? Up and under.
Murphy and then
terrific and ferocious, makes the opposition look pathetic and atrocious.
That's your fan.
If you sing this song with us, you really do support us. Super Shawnee Longstaff is terrific and ferocious.
There you go, old man. Well,
there you go.
Been a big advocate of Longstaff throughout his life. Roy, what do you think, man? Is it possible? We can win two FA Cup and Carabao?
Yeah, I'll be happy with one.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Wouldn't we all?
But that would be the best the best season of of all of our entire life.
I've had a look at the teams left, and really, City's the only team that's better than us in FA Cup. So, and if we're lucky with the draws, if we beat Brighton and then we get another home game, win that
Exactly.
one, then in Wembley anyway.
Yeah.
So anything can happen.
But you can get someone like Villa v City in the next round, and you never know. City might have their eyes on bigger things.
Well,
I think at the minute City have got their eyes on anything they can get because they've had a real rough season, haven't they?
Exactly.
So they ain't going to take anything for granted now. I'm telling you now.
100%.
And this just shows you, even with the vast millions that they've spent to build up that squad they have, one key injury to them has totally floored them.
Yeah.
2 wins in 11 they went through a run there. 2 wins in 11 when Rodri got crocked. And, the money they've spent, and you just think, you've just got to reflect on what a job Eddie Howe's done with virtually the same squad of players.
Yeah, but that you've also got to take into consideration when it's an aging team as well in really good areas, and to try and get like for the likes of he's got it in my head, De Bruyne, who got that quality pass in him. They are like rocking horse poo, mate. You don't find them every day. So I think the biggest problem for me with Man City is, one, it's an aging team, and two, they've had really poor luck with injuries to some of their key players. De Bruyne has been out for such a long time. He's just finding his feet back. As you've said, apparently, can you believe it or not, I've heard today that Rodri should be in the team to play us next weekend.
Never.
Nah.
Yep. His first game back. Apparently, he's back. He's back on the grass. And there's the talk of the City players is that he could be available to pick from.
How can you back in 4 months?
Well, we'll see. I don't know. It could be BS. I'm just saying.
Must be 5 months.
It's just our luck, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Eddie Howe's comments after the game. Let's take a listen. Let me know if you hear the audio. Come on, man! Don't do this to me. You played the whole time, and now you're gonna.
No, there he is.
Can you hear it?
No, nothing.
No.
There was no rhythm in the game. We conceded from really the first attack, and if we didn't know how difficult the game was going to be before the game, certainly that was a sobering start to the game. And the biggest credit I can give the players is how we responded to that, because I've seen teams go under in that moment, especially with the amount of changes we made. But lads solidified our performance, got a grip of the game, scored 2 good goals, and it was a really good cup tie, actually. We've come out on top, so it's easy to say that. But their goal, their spectacular long-range strike, then makes it in the balance again.
It was pretty chaotic in the first half. Do you feel like you got more control in the second half in particular?
Definitely got more control in the second half. But I thought we had control probably for about 20-25 minutes of that first half, and then just towards half-time lost it again. But Birmingham in really good form, and they play a good style of football. We made changes, so there's always a slight risk in doing that. But I felt we absolutely had to, physically, mentally. And I was pleased with some of the players that came in. They did well. Joe Willock, Callum Wilson, in particular, I thought stood out for us.
Some good football from both sides. It got pretty physical at times as well in the second half, and you had to stand up to that.
Well, I think it's physical in both halves. They're a big set play team. We obviously didn't deal well with the first one and conceded from it, but I thought stood up pretty well to the physical test after that. There's a lot of tired bodies from our side, especially the ones that have played most minutes, but also good to see the lads coming in who haven't had a lot of football and perform very well.
And one of those is Sula, as you mentioned. What pleased you the most about his performance?
I think he showed his pace, he showed his strength, he showed his technical ability. I think there was a good mix for Will today. He's still got some rough edges to improve and work on. Could have scored a couple of goals. Most importantly, played for the team, did really well.
with Willock as
All
well.
right. Well, what is it? It's really foggy over there, man. What the hell?
It was horrible. It was a horrible evening.
Oh yeah,
Did you
it's
go?
like that all the time in the West Midlands. It's
Did you go, Jamie?
That's why I call it Middle Earth, mate.
Jamie,
yeah.
did you went? Jamie, did you go too?
I didn't go. No, I know I'd stay well clear of that part of the country.
And just can I address something, Chris? Obviously, Steve said I was talking shite, so I've just had another check, and here we go. Right, so Rodri underwent surgery on a serious knee injury back in September and was not expected to play again this season, which is what we all said. But the Spain international has been included in City's squad for the knockout phase in the Champions League, sparkling hopes he will make a comeback very soon.
But that's submitting a squad for the whole rest of the Champions League, isn't it? He might not play at the final.
Well, listen, all I'm saying to you is, if they've included him, he's on the way back, isn't he? And that's what the lads were saying today. I mean, I know they were talking hype about Newcastle next weekend, but it is, what I'm saying is, he is obviously on the comeback.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand. All right. There's a high level of controversy, as we say in America, about the play. That is this mighty win. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. I take the goal, and we just go about our business. The fact of the matter is, Mighty Wayne wants to be right. That's the problem. He won't let it go, and he thinks everybody that doesn't think that it went in, they're rubbish, and they want Eddie Howe out, and they're just not Tune fans, and blah blah blah. So he can't be objective to save his life. So that's unfortunate. But we're gonna show it to the people, and see who's right. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. We won anyway. So, but with VAR, this wouldn't have been, this wouldn't have been allowed. And actually, I saw online that the goal technology was not utilized. So
No, there was no goal line.
No.
There was no goal line technology.
yeah, but look at this.
If there won't be a goal.
Let's measure it. I haven't. So this arrow here is perpendicular, parallel to the goalpost. Do you guys agree with that, or
Yeah.
okay? So it's very simple. Let's put it closer to where the ball edge would it be right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't go in. Look at where it's
There you
going.
go.
Look at where
The whole ball's got to be over the line.
Give out one, man.
Okay, look. Here you go. Look at the arrow on the white, literally on the white line.
I can still see a gap between the ball and the green
I'll
line.
tell you what? Let's put it past let's put it where it would be legal. Look at that, man. It's like half of the ball is gone.
No.
Come on, man. It was not in, oh man.
That's your lines that.
No, what do you mean? They're right there, man. They're right there.
There was goal line technology.
And also,
That's not
you
in.
don't know that is as far back as it went.
What do you mean?
Because when they tried doing the freeze frame on Ask the Ref or whatever it's called, even with Sky's technology, there was a frame missing. Even though you could see eyesight that it had gone further in, when they tried freezing the frame, it was mid frame.
Okay,
I mean, this sentence has just lost its way entirely, hasn't it?
but look, Niall is sorry. Stephen Harker says, Chris, it's an angular view, not a straight angle. You got a point, but I'm going off of what's there. I mean, I'm not I'm not.
That's the contentious part, though, isn't it? Because
so-
if there was VAR at that ground, that would not have been a goal.
It wouldn't have been enough. I'm not even going by what I think is straight line. I'm actually putting it parallel to the goal net right there. Look at that.
You can see the goal net
Yeah, it's literally
between the ball and the goal post.
Yeah, but you look at the angle you're looking at. That was exactly what the linesman said. That's why he gave us the goal.
and the Eisman was wrong. But listen, we'll take the win.
We're going to take it. We'll take it.
We'll take it.
Doesn't change anything.
Don't get on the group chat and trying to
It's
act big,
but
Mr.
it's
Big Bollocks here, questioning people. People are minding their own business, sleeping, and you can get here. You go for all the bad weather. What are you doing, man? Leave us alone. Now you're proven wrong, and so there you go. Was the linesman Russian to Stephen Field?
No, Azerbaijani he was.
There you go. So come on, oh man. I mean, I think we can all agree on that, right, lads? I mean, we'll take one. And by the
Well,
way,
to be fair, when we were watching it live, Chris, as many times as I had 3 screens on, which was all delayed to a degree, so I watched it 3 times, and every time I saw that, well, none of us actually celebrated the goal because none of us thought it was a goal.
No one thought it was in.
no, not at all. Not at all. Well, actually, the only reason why I thought they might be looking at it is because they kept. It almost felt like a pause, like they kept showing the thing where the goalkeeper got it, and I don't even think our players.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. The only person, if you look at it, when you look at the player's reaction, it's there's something questionable. None of them appealed for the goal. None of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Willock did.
No,
Willock didn't.
Stop playing.
He was
Willock
shocked.
didn't.
He was as surprised as we are.
He put his hands on his head because he skied it over. Yeah, he put his hands on his head, and then because obviously he screwed it.
I'm talking about before he skied it over.
Yeah, but then he questioned when it was saved. But the original, that's what I said. If he'd have thought that goal was legit, you wouldn't have gone for the second ball. You'd have just put your hand up and run.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
That's instinctive, that isn't it? It's not something you think about.
Like I said, at the end of the day, I think it was. You always tell how close you are from the player reaction.
Well, and listen, it's he gave it, so it is what it is. My issue is with this man trying to act like he's a Toon legend. Everything he says is gold, and it isn't. You know what I'm saying? When we walk through his pub that he goes to for 20,000 years, nobody recognizes him. As soon as I walk in there, they buy me a dog, they buy me a pint here. I mean, how can it be? That's the ultimate disrespect, by the way. When somebody walks into your pub and they acknowledge him,
I don't walk around.
Come on,
I'm Mr. Big the way you do.
Now you've got one of them motorised scooters, haven't you?
Hey.
You don't walk anyway. I just need to point something out in this goal, though.
Okay, well,
I think we're all overlooking.
Oh.
The white lines that form the edge of the pit do not apply to Joe Willock. And if you want some more evidence about that, ask Mikel Arteta. He just does what he wants when he comes to that line. That's it. That's not out.
Hey, Wayne, give a shout out to your local pub, man.
I'm retired now. Okay. I spent the last 30 years of my life as a taxi driver, but I spend most of my time now at my local working man's club, Gosforth Empire Club. Can I give them a mention?
Well, you just have to.
Where I sit.
That's the pub you go to, man. Oh my God! You said you've been going to the same pub for 40 years.
That was 2018. That was.
You said 40 years you've been going to the same pub, the Vic, and now all of a sudden it's the Empire. Man, you flip flop like a trout, man. I swear to God.
I think if that was 2018, I should tell you, Chris, 7 years is a long time in the lifespan of the clientele at the North East Working Men's Club.
Oh my goodness!
I bet there's a few empty seats in there.
I was still there on Sunday morning.
Oh my goodness! By the way, Joe Willock thanking the fans. Let's take a listen.
Work for that. So, what's your overriding emotion?
I think it.
Come on, man.
He's actually standing on the centre circle there. If you look where the lines are.
I swear to God, dude, I don't know why these videos are take 20 years.
It was a tough ground to come,
Dude, speak. Anyway, well, I'm not
Be a Viking. Mighty Wynn's first job was in the British Empire.
Leave the old man alone, man. Leave the old man alone. Well,
he showed them Carthaginians who was boss, didn't you, Derek?
I did indeed. Me and Hannibal.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can always go watch Joe Willock comments in the channel as well. We upload it individually, so you can do that there. All right. By the way,
well, while you were talking about Joe Willock, I don't know whether you saw Eddie Howe's comments to the paper where he said we've potentially saved £35 million, because obviously that's on the back of Willock's man of the match performance against the Blues, and he scored 2 goals off the left wing. So obviously, it's taken the pressure off position-wise. But like I say, we're still very thin on the right-hand side. So, but that was
I
his
think
comment.
Do we
it's a
need
good
another
idea to get the
striker?
best out of Joe Willock. Take him to hypnotist, put him under, tell him he's on loan. He's still on loan from an Arsenal. Willock, goal every game.
Absolutely. Scored every game.
Well,
Well, I didn't think it was a good Joe Willock game in the beginning, but it turned out to be decent. He showed up at the end. I think he could be man of the match.
Did what he's there to do.
Yep.
By the way,
As did Callum.
Mighty Win, we brought you in. I know you have an ip with this guy, but Tony, so you won't be objective. Tony Cascarino said that he was not an in ball either. It wasn't a goal, but you have an issue with that because why?
Tony Cascarino.
Yeah.
What issue have I got with Tony Cascarino?
The other day you told us he was rubbish, man.
Well, he was rubbish.
Come on, man. What did he do to you, man? Let's take a listen to TalkSport, man. Let's take a listen to TalkSport, what they said. They don't agree why it was called
Newcastle, but let's just centre on that equalising goal for Newcastle for Willock.
Newcastle.
It was... I'm flummoxed as to how the assistant can give it, because he was not even in line with the goal line. He was the one that flagged to the referee to give the goal, Cass. How is he giving it? Because by my judgment, he's guessing.
He doesn't know.
So how can he give it?
I don't know. It's human error, because it may well have been, but you don't know.
But there was
you
no
can't
conclusive evidence that it was over the line.
No,
and
there
that's
wasn't.
part because there's no goal line technology. The camera angles obviously don't show it either. But you're centering on a guess at the end of the day.
I know, and when everybody watches it in replays, you still don't know. And it's literally like 1966, isn't it? Where was it a goal? And yes, it was given as a goal, but was it over the line? Don't know. We don't know if that was over the line.
No.
From every angle.
We don't know. We do know, though. Let's be fair. But quick question,
I know
though.
England won the World Cup.
If you don't know it was over the line, you don't know it wasn't over the line either.
Exactly.
If he didn't give it, he'd have been guessing.
But you can't call it a goal, though, because that immediately affects what's happening.
Well, so there's not calling it a goal if it was a goal.
Right?
Well, I'll tell you what, though. If it was against us, I'd have been pissed. I'm not going to lie.
Absolutely.
I'd have been rioting. So, we got
if it'd been against us, I'd have been right on your green line.
I would have definitely been calling the Premier League and not get answered. So, I'm just saying it's interesting. But why the FA Cup? Look, man, if you just can't, if the lower league teams cannot have VAR or the goal line or whatever, don't bring it in at all, because it's not fair that you have it. It's 2 different competitions, man. I'm telling you. 2 different competitions having VAR and not having it. Players prepare different either as well. They're not as reckless when you got VAR on. They're thinking about that. Yeah, it's not fair. Do you guys think it's fair to bring it on the semifinals, and then and forward? The whole tournament you don't have it. I don't think that's fair.
It's wherever they've got like Premiership and Championship grounds,
because they don't have money. They don't have money to fund it. Plain and simple. The lower league,
That's right.
which I don't know how.
Birmingham they're in League One, but they're just visiting, aren't they?
All you gotta do is get a loan, man. Listen,
they'll have more money than half the
if
Championship
we're
clubs.
going to get,
So I don't know what the rule is.
let me tell you something. We're gonna get into TV revenues here in a minute, and man, oh man, my oh my, Luton, Sheffield, man. I would like, if I own Sheffield, man, I'll be set for life. Man. I tell you what, man, I didn't think they made that much money, but we're gonna get to that. So you got a point. They got money. So I don't know what I mean. They should have money. How much could it cost? I mean,
but isn't it the law though? The rules in the because it's okay for one team to have all this technology, but it has to be for the rest of the league, and it's not just the individual teams; it's the league rules for the rest of the teams that don't allow this technology to be in the grounds.
well, it could be, but I don't think it's fair, though. I don't think it's fair. If you're not gonna have it at all, you can't have it at all. I mean, if you can't have it, if you're gonna have it on certain parts of the tournament, I don't understand. I mean, just don't have it at all.
Yeah,
Don't have it at all, in my opinion. By the way, you can always listen to the podcast as well on the website NUFCTalk.tv. Links are in the description. You can listen to the podcast. Yesterday, I fell asleep to you guys' match reaction. So it's kind of weird falling asleep
It
to
was that
my.
thrilling.
It's kind of well. Let me tell you, it's that boring. I fell asleep to
Let's
it.
carry on the stats again.
I'll put my graphs up quick.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird falling asleep to Mighty Wind speaking to me in my ear, but it happened for some reason. Actually, not really. I woke up at 2 in the morning, never went back to sleep. But yeah, you can watch it or stream it via the website as well, or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts at from. So let's talk about
Your regional podcast supplier.
yeah, but everything you support the channel when you do it directly from NUFCTalk.tv, where Jamie said he was going to write and never wrote one damn article.
That's
Move
it.
on to the next one. He did write. He did write one. He did write one. He doesn't put in the same effort as the Mag though, so you know it's kind of he copy and pasted. So let's talk about what's important. The Newcastle United announcing the 24-25 Carabao Cup final ticket information. That's a big deal right now, ladies and gentlemen. The Mags are ready to rumble at Wembley, and some people are not happy because of the allocation. They're going to get obviously less tickets than last final. I believe now is what is it, 32% of the whole stadium, 31,000, basically 32,000 tickets on the west end of the stadium will be sold to Newcastle United fans. You know, there are complaints that they should be 50-50, but that's not realistic though, because you know you have to have corporate, you have to have the rich people go into the stadium. You know, it is what it is. I mean, it was more last time around, but I can't remember what was it. Was it that much more?
No, it was.
It's a couple of thousand, wasn't
Tangible
it?
amount. It was.
Yeah.
I
But
think it was
was
an
it
extra
41,
1,000 more or
42?
something we got.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
41.
I don't know. I mean, there are complaints though. There are complaints about because I've been reading all over social media, and I know this is a big topic of discussion when it comes to ticketing and Newcastle United fans, and I'm sure other fans as well. That all the everything for the season ticket holders and the rest of the people that don't have it don't get a perk, don't get a chance to go to a final. Everything for the season ticket holders, blah blah blah. So obviously we got two season ticket holders here, Mighty Win and Jamie. Two others that are not, but Roy is in Qatar. Gary always tries to get a ticket, and it's hard to get one. Unlikely that he'll go to the final, but I'm sure he'll apply. It's not going to happen, or very less chances. So what do you guys feel about this whole situation? Fans complaining that because they can't get a season ticket, or it doesn't make sense for them to get a season ticket because they live, in London or whatever, that they can't get a chance or limited chance to get to the final. What do you guys think?
It doesn't matter where you live regarding a ticket. If you put your money forward and you've got a chance of getting a season ticket, I don't begrudge anybody having a ticket. What I find problematic is if you look at the amount of season tickets that are home every week in, week out, on that allocation, there's going to be some that probably miss out. And that's where you question it.
The way they've organised it this time, it's the same as they did for the FA Cup, which is season ticket holders.
The Carabao Cup,
who enrolled in the Cup scheme.
Yep. And you got to be a season ticket.
At the start of the season, yeah. So you've got to be a season ticket holder, and you have to have enrolled in the Cup scheme, which means that you've bought tickets for every tie that was available to you. Yeah. Automatically, no choice, it gets taken out your account. And if you've done that, then you're guaranteed a ticket for Wembley.
But also, and there are complaints that some people are season ticket holders, but they're not in the cup scheme, so they're complaining about that as well. Which there.
They had the option at the start of this. It's all very well wanting to go now, but they had the option at the start of the season.
Right. Now, that can I understand, but the other that it literally everything is for the season ticket holders. and the rest is just if you're lucky, you'll get one. So Jamie,
So here's the thing, though. These rules come out of clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, where they have sort of you must attend the League Cup game. I've had a season ticket now for 32 years, 33 years, and I've sat through all the crap. I've never seen them win a thing. And I feel that before we start sharing it round, me and Win, everybody like us who sat through all of that for 30 years should get a couple of chances to see us win a cup. And if we've won 5 League Cups in a few years' time, a couple of FA Cup, you need to start thinking of ways to share it round. And maybe change the parameters a little bit and say, okay, 70% go to season ticket holders who've been to the game, and we'll put 10% to members only, and perhaps generality or whatever. But I haven't done those hard yards. I didn't go to Southampton in a petrol crisis or see us lose 5-1 to Birmingham at home in the FA Cup. So someone could decide 12 months ago to stop supporting Man United, decide to support a much better version of Newcastle, and get a ticket ahead of me for Wembley.
I mean,
wholly agree with you.
You do got a point, but not everybody's like that though. So not everybody, thinks like that. And is that fair to the young lads that are getting into Newcastle? But yeah, they didn't go to.
No,
They
I
didn't
mean,
go
as you know,
lost.
I take my little lad, and he's not going to be able to go to the final because I just didn't take him to a couple of the midweek games. I only took him against Chelsea, I think.
Yeah.
And I'd like them to consider younger people, and that's maybe a percentage they need to look at. But I don't expect Blake, my son, to be there ahead of say Derek. I expect them to have to wait his turn. And I would definitely like them to favour kids, to favour young people in future ways of figuring it out. But right now, I think that scheme's fair. It was actually advertised as being something that would be a differentiating factor in tickets for the final when it was launched. So people knew what they were getting into, what turning their nose up to. I personally think the away season ticket points should be a factor, but I'm not grumbling about the way they've done it.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fair enough. But by the way, Kim Cam says Chris is right all about the season ticket holders. Very selfish direction. By the way, I'm not citing either or. I'm reporting on what's being out there from the fans, complaints, etc. I don't have I don't. I know I'm not going to get a ticket unless I pay $1 trillion. So, other than that's fine.
I was contacted yesterday by that swindling company that I had to go through. Well, I didn't go through. My partner got me a ticket for my birthday for the Spurs game, and they contacted me yesterday, and I can get a ticket for Wembley if I'm willing to pay £1,800. So how can they get tickets?
But so that is the main question, though, Jamie and Mighty Wayne, because you guys are season ticket holder advocates. And I think, Jamie, you're more open minded than Mighty Wayne. Mighty Wayne wants to have it all by himself, and he falls asleep in the stadium anyway. So I don't know what's the point. But what Gary is talking about is 100%. You're getting these tickets on sale. Who's selling them?
No, these are commercial.
I'm all for having a look at that. Absolutely.
Who's selling them? The only ones that can get immediate access to them are season ticket holders.
But but I'll tell you who's selling them, and it's all of the people who've bought the corporate boxes at Wembley when they first came up for sale, when Wembley was built, and people who are paying 30 grand a year for that seat allocation and whatever corporate facilities go along with it. So those people, when they paid that 30 grand a year for Wembley, not for any particular event, every event at Wembley, they get the option to buy tickets for at presumably a decent price, and as part of their way of covering the cost of.
But I thought that was part of the membership win. I thought once you become a member, like in the member scheme, because you've got 5 points of membership, haven't you, at Wembley? You've got the high ranks, a tier system, the same as everywhere else. But what you can do once you become a member of that scheme, you can go to every single event that's at Wembley as part of your membership scheme.
Yeah,
You need
I
to
agree. I don't know
buy
whether you have
those
to pay.
tickets when they
I
come
don't know whether
round,
you have
though.
to pay extra for it. That's the only thing.
Yeah, you do. You have to pay a pretty penny. I know someone who bought it for the last cup final, and they've got tickets for like Oasis, for Dua Lipa, all the England internationals. But
See,
you have to buy those tickets for
I
a
think,
couple of £100
yeah.
when they come around.
So I understand what everybody's got their own perspective on what they have lived and what they will. Essentially, a lot of people really say what is best for them as well, for the most part. Um, I'm gonna give a small. I'm gonna advocate a small percentage, and I know, especially with Newcastle United, this is we will probably get asked to get the channel shut down. But I think a small percentage, probably the smallest out of all of them, should be going to international fans. They don't, because they do support the team. They spend their hard-earned money on the team. You know, that doesn't change. Actually, and I've added up the sums. I spend close to a season ticket now. Maybe not when we get a new stadium, but now on memberships, on all of that stuff to watch the game, because we get to watch every single game for Newcastle United. So I think in the future, things like this, you should have a percentage for every type of fan that you got out there. Sure, season ticket holders should get, I would say, the majority of tickets. But we should also think if we want to become a bigger club, we need to cater to every possible fan out there, to be able to, to that support the club. That's my thought. You know what I mean, and also keep the youth involved because they are the future. If you want the club to be bigger, they are the future. Your son is the future, and he is lucky that he has you. But if there's a lad out there that that his father doesn't really care too much or doesn't know about or doesn't have the money to support Newcastle, if he does, to get him started, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. So I think the club needs to advocate for everybody in their perspective percentages. But right now, it seems like, but it is what it is, though, isn't it? I mean, the cup scheme, they signed up for it and should be respected.
You're
I'd
never going to
agree with
please
that,
everybody.
definitely. I think the thing we've got to say is you don't start with the League Cup final. There's got to be some kind of build up where, like, you see an international fan, maybe an international fan's got to have attended 5 games to be eligible for that.
Yeah,
And every level,
exactly.
you've got to have some sort of paying your dues.
No, I agree.
This is where degrees come in, see. I mean, you would maybe argue, and I would say probably rightly, that because you've actually attended 2 games already at St James's Park, you should have priority over somebody who hasn't attended any yet.
But I'm not talking about myself, actually. I'm just talking about.
No, but what I'm saying is that would be a perfectly valid argument to have. You could say if you're allocating tickets to away fans, it should be based on the number of games they've actually come and attended.
Right.
Like international fans.
Now, see, Nathan.
But then you can say it's a damn sight easier to attend games from, let's say, Norway than it is from America.
With
all of the cost implications.
You got a point.
So you're just opening a bag of worms that.
But the club needs to do what's best for every fan. But this is the thing, man. If they want to grow the fan base worldwide, they're going to have to cater to as much as they can to fans all over the world. Nathan here has a statement. How do you specially allocate international fans? What about season ticket holders who travel home and away, who may well miss out? Probably tens of thousands of members without a chance. Also, there are going to be thousands of season ticket holders that are going to miss out on this anyway. You're not going to please everybody, but as long as you keep the percentages right to what's fair, you should.
Well, what to define fair?
The majority be season ticket holders that sign up for the fan scheme that go away and home. the vast majority, and then you start splitting the other percentages accordingly. That's the way I look at it.
With demand outstrips supply, somebody's always going to be unhappy.
Boy, that's
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
And with
Roy
Twitter and
would.
everything like that, people have become very well adept at convincing themselves that they should be next in line.
Yeah. I mean, Roy would argue, I'm pretty sure, that having had a season ticket when he was living in the area, that he's more entitled to a Wembley ticket than what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
obviously.
Now, yeah, but now I think someone who's got a season ticket, he deserves it more than me, because I've not been 5 years. So imagine me somehow getting a ticket, and then the sport has been to like 30, 40 games in the last 2 years.
Right.
He doesn't go, I go. It's not fair.
Yeah. No, that's
Unless
why.
I go and pay like 2,000 quid to get a ticket. It's mad.
And some people are going to have to pay a lot of money if they want to go. That's the thing.
I've got a few mates who are going. Yeah, they're paying. I'm not paying. My daughter's in uni, so I'll be watching on TV. But by the way, there's if you go to the Carabao website, you can get into a little draw, so you never know.
And by the way, I believe, I don't know who was it. One of the chatters that said that maybe Nathan as well, that the membership is adding little value, and it is, to be honest, it is.
Well, membership plus,
the membership
Max Plus.
The higher tier, you pay 40-something quid, and man, people get that membership just because.
I've got the Max Plus, yeah, but
because they
by
say
the time you get to that one,
because they say you might get a chance to get a ticket. That's why they buy it, man. They don't buy it for no fish and chips and none of that crap. You know, they buy it for the ticket, and the vast majority of people don't get a ticket. I don't know where the tickets go to. So you know, that's the thing. The clubs need to sort things out, and if you already got a ticket, that's the thing about luck of the draw. If somebody already is gotten lucky a lot this season already, then that person needs to take a back seat, and other people need to get the tickets. You know what I mean? That's the way it should be. It should just be luck of the draw and see whatever. Because somebody might be really lucky, go to 10 games, and what about the numpty that is just clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking week after?
I do agree with that. I think there should certainly be an element of that in the league season, the way that the tickets are balloted. I think if you've had a ticket, then you should be out of the ballot until everybody who's wanting one gets the opportunity to have one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's only fair. Because,
but
like you say, I've got Amrit. He's had I think he's had 3 tickets. There's 3 in the ballot this season.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Gary, who's applied for every one, hasn't had a single one.
Well, I've just got the one for the Forest game coming up, so at the end of the month.
There you go.
That's what I said. Out of all of them, and that's what I said. You know, sometimes you have to question why you put yourself forward and pay money to try and do this, because it's the only way, unless you're going to go, like I say, to the ticket touts and give them the money rather than the club. And I would rather give the club, if I can, all the money. But I'm sure, don't get me wrong, if the club are the ones selling these tickets to the touts, they must be getting a pretty penny for them.
Well, didn't just was there a revelation last week about Todd Bowley? There's a company that he's a director of.
Yeah,
plugging
Chelsea
tickets on the
one
black market's the wrong word, but you know.
We'll finish on the tickets with the disabled supporters. Quickly important, but you know, all I can say about some international fans is that we go to one game and you might win. It scammed me when I went there because I had to pay a lot of money for my tickets, for 2 tickets. And you telling me that every international fan, we know you don't have a season ticket. There's really no way, because all tickets are taken. Really, you can't plan a trip in advance if you're gonna depend on the ballot. You can't do that because it's like 2 weeks, and it's impossible. So some of these international fans spend a lot of money, go there and spend a lot of money on their tickets as well. So like I said, a small percentage. If we can sort that out in the future, not now, it's pointless now. And maybe on the new stadium there will be new new ways to do that. But like I said, that's why they started this channel so we can grow the fan base worldwide. And you're never gonna do that if you don't let people at least smell the tune, man. It smells like it smells like beer and piss, for a lot. But it is what it is. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But to finish, ticket for disabled supporters, because Mr. Newcastle fan Lewis, what about season ticket holders with a personal assistant or carer? Well, they do have a specific area
Yeah,
here.
they've got an allocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get an allocation. So that's good. They get allocations. You can take your mom, your dad, Lewis, and there you go. It's great stuff. And there you go. You 230 tickets for wheelchair users and accompanying personal assistance. So the club opens. You got to open the ticket thing for everybody, inclusive. You know what I mean? Mighty Wayne wants just for himself. As long as he's there, he doesn't care about nobody else. No, man. Inclusive to everybody.
What pot are you in, Derek?
Pot 2.
Pot 2.
Yeah.
Because you didn't go away.
I didn't go to the away game. Because I couldn't get a ticket.
I'm in pot 1 because I went to Arsenal.
That's
you could go 5. You could.
I'll wave at you from me better seat.
I couldn't. Well, no, it's not a better seat. It's just you off because you pick your seat.
More chance, yeah.
I think you'll find it's a better seat.
There we go. Well, listen, I'm sure we're gonna get cool videos. But Wayne, are you going? You're gonna go, you twat. You're gonna go. That BS.
He said he's not gonna go.
He said he wasn't gonna go, but he is lying. He's gonna go.
Well, these guys are flying out the day after, aren't you? You and Amrit.
Yeah.
Are you going to Madeira the day after?
We are.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to celebrate for a week. Which is exactly what we did after Man United. So we just drank ourselves into oblivion for a week.
Hopefully that's the case, man. Hopefully we win. That's all we care about at this point. We'll,
because there's thousands of people. I don't know whether you've seen, Chris, but there's thousands of people going down there. There's been events like fan zones opened up just for Newcastle fans that actually can't get tickets to actually go and celebrate in London, if obviously they win, or at least get involved in the atmosphere. And I think that's a nice touch, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I definitely agree. All right, let's move on then to revenue. Let's talk money, man. The Premier League has actually, now public the revenue for teams, TV revenue, and man, let's take a look at it real quick, shall we? This is the TV revenue for us. We are higher than Man United. That is,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Shocking, to be fair. Is that how far from, we are above Man United, above West Ham. We are, what is it, 7th, I believe? 7th, just below
5
Chelsea.
games as well.
Chelsea, Tottenham, Aston Villa. How is Aston Villa that high, man? We went to the Champions League.
Obviously on more games.
No, they're 22. The one less than
they
us.
got 19.4 facilities to our 24.
So shall we go, one by one here, so we can better explain to the folks what's happening here. Top, Man City, of course. Then you got Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa. You got to explain why Aston Villa is 4th. Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle United, and everything below their rubbish. Other than freaking Sheffield United, Luton, and Burnley. Look at that amount. Over 100 million. You're going to tell me that Luton ain't happy about that? All of them, actually. Imagine being in the championship and you get that check.
That's what they're relying on because of the parachute payments.
They need to get. That's the parachute payment that they need to get back up.
Yeah, but don't forget, you've also got a lot of wages that they've paid for in the Premier League that they've got to continue to pay for in the Champion, unless players have taken a dip in their wages, which is very, very rare.
Yeah, they didn't really buy anybody, Luton.
They didn't. I don't think they did.
No, but I'm just saying for an argument's sake, a lot of teams that come up and bounce back down are reliant on that parachute payment to pay wages and stuff.
How much do you think they get in the championship?
Yeah, it's nowhere near that figure.
Nowhere
near. I'm not 100% sure.
Not even half?
Coppers.
Yeah,
no,
I would
anywhere near.
All right, so let's go with Newcastle United then. Live 23. That means 23. What does that mean? 23.
23 matches live on
23
Sky.
live games.
On
So
BBC.
why who determines how many games we're live on TV?
It's up to the TV companies
TV
which
company.
ones they pick.
Okay, so who they want?
And it's who's playing well and things like that. Who are the media talking about? And the media have done nothing but talk about us all bloody season.
Well, it also depends on
Aston
what the
Villa
state of the league table is at that time, because obviously they want to show teams that are top teams that are playing
Performing.
each other and relegation teams that are playing each other.
Stephen Harger says Sky Sports determined. But Aston Villa has 22 live games. We have one above them, and they're still above us.
No, because they add the money, which is the merit payment.
Oh, okay. So let's go to equal share. Equal share means what?
Everybody gets the same.
Everybody gets
the same
31 million.
base pay, basically, to just even have the guy. Facility fees.
That's what you're paid for hosting games.
Yeah.
So you get paid from that for just hosting.
So
the
we
game.
got more than Villa there.
So because we got
we
20
probably
million.
had more. We must have had more out of those games. We had more home games there.
1 million there. Well, just the 1 million though.
Yeah. So if you look at the merit.
Merit payment is what?
Merit payment that all goes down from winners get 33 million down to Sheffield United when you got 1.7 million.
Okay.
So I think it used to be 500,000, but it looks like more than that now.
And that's in the UK. Now we go to international. That's what all my money goes to right here. So we got 15 million on merit internationally, equal share.
Everybody gets the same.
Look at that, man. They get paid more for international, like base pay, like equal share.
Well, it's positioning as well in your league.
Well, that's probably, I mean, obviously, it's got more people watching, to be honest.
So Villa 19, we got 15, do we? Or 16?
That is crazy.
Yeah, that again is based literally on league position.
All right. So and then Central Commercial,
and that's equal.
We got 8.2. What does that mean?
Everybody gets the same.
Yeah, but why? What's the Central Commercial?
That's all of advertising and corporate sponsors of the Premier League.
All right. Sounds good.
So it's wherever the Premier League draw in advertisements, it gets spread across everybody.
164 million for people wanting to be associated with
the
Premier League.
Where did Villa beat us then? Because they're like a
league position
on merit
payments
because they finished 3 places higher.
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
so about $1.5 million each position, so it's almost 6 or 7.
We are right there at 154 million. I'm telling you what, man, that is proper progress. That.
Well, that's less than we got last year.
I was going to say, what did we get last year?
We got 154.9 million last year.
Well, I mean, that's just too. Come on, man.
No, but if we finished 4th last year, we would have
difference, but okay.
62.
Yeah, it would go from 150
going up every
154 to 162. Yeah.
Oh, so you said 162 was last year?
No.
So
no, 154 last year.
Yeah, but we're today we got 154.7, man.
No, the money increased. So if we
it's about the same, to be fair, but it's surprisingly enough though, because you would expect Champions League money. But this is just Premier League anyway, so
that's Premier
League. It's just the Prem, isn't it?
So we got
and the difference maker in this one, I think, will be the end. If you think of like the last maybe 6 weeks of that season, we weren't in a very interesting position, fighting over 6th and 7th, and I don't think we'll have been on that much. Whereas Villa were fighting for Champions League, the teams in the top 4. Obviously, the title went down to last weekend, second to last weekend.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we had a lot more 3 o'clock Saturday kickoffs, which obviously you don't get here.
So maybe lost about 3 games by being kind of nowhere for the last couple of months.
Well, I mean, it's not.
That's why the international money is bigger.
It's not a significant
because
progress.
they can get even 3 o'clock Saturday games. They are paying for those games live, whereas we cut any 3 o'clock Saturday games are, no live revenue at all from UK.
Now, we haven't made no significant progress, to be fair. So, I mean, is this what we expect? Because Champions, well, again, I keep putting Champions League. should we?
That's got nothing to do with Champions League. That
I know that, but I'm saying, so are we are where we are, or we need to be higher in your opinion? What? I mean,
it's just who we are, mate.
It's 12 more million, really, if you finish fourth.
Man.
It's just who we are, mate.
Is that Ange?
It's just who we are, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aussie, mate.
Are we are who we are? We should be higher, lower? No, not lower. Nobody say lower.
We will get higher, hopefully.
I'll tell you what, though.
We are
there's
therefore
20
we
million
are.
between Man City at the top and us in 7th.
No, but we can
So
nick.
going up a couple of places is it's not a massive amount of money in terms of a Premier League club.
We
go up a bit higher.
No, but look, we
maybe
can
make an extra 10 million.
We can certainly nick Hotspur. We can certainly nick Aston Villa.
It's just
it's the other commercial revenue that matters.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you've got to understand from all this is you have to keep literally finishing in the top 6 to continue with the threshold. Yeah, once you start yo-yoing, and that's what we can't afford to do, is keep going up and down. You know, if you can finish in the top 6 year in, year out, Champions League positions, the revenue just will stay the same. It won't go any higher. It won't go any lower. And that's what you can virtually guarantee. It's like season ticket money, isn't it? It's money up front.
Can't change history.
Yeah, together we can't change history. We ain't changed history. Well, I don't know. I don't think we ever hit these high levels with Ashley, though. So, I mean, I guess in that sense, my happy...
Yeah, this is better than anything in the last 40.
happy clap inside, the small percentage that I got in me is thankful. But we definitely could get, above Aston Villa and Tottenham, especially this season. If it's on merit, you better believe it. Spurs ain't coming up.
That's the main driver, isn't it? If you look at the names up the side, it's close to the table.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the final league table from last season, isn't it?
That is true.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So I like it. I like it. Well, I mean, any last thoughts about the TV revenue? Mighty Win, you are the chief financial officer of Twat Operations.
It is what it is. It
is what it is.
It's who we are, mate.
You cannot. There's nothing you can do about that as long as Sky have got the.
So is that what we're talking about here? Now by the way, well, Steven says NBC don't get every game beer. It goes to other like Peacock being, by the way, Peacock is owned by NBC. So it's basically the same. It's just, but in the United States, at least, yeah, Premier League games, NBC, Peacock, same owner. And then you got ESPN. I had to renew my membership for ESPN Plus to watch the damn FA Cup game, man. And then Carabao Cup is Paramount Plus. Champions League, Paramount Plus as well. So if we got to get back to, I don't even know what Conference League, I don't even know who streams Conference League. So we'll have
in the Conference League.
But so look, we had to see what happens. I think Stephen Harker earlier on though was saying, there we go here, exploited because when you think all the world sports programs watch is South Africa, Middle East, South America, et cetera, Sky and the Premier League are robbing us blind. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think Sky are robbing us blind.
Yeah.
Well, they're not robbing us.
And the quicker the Premier League realise that,
the Premier League is
cut out the middleman, the better.
The Premier League is not like they're robbing. Nobody's robbing the Premier League. The Premier League is doing it because I'm sure they have to have some benefit to it, Mighty Win, or else they wouldn't do it. It's all about money, man.
Yeah, they're making billions.
It's about money and about the will to change.
Now, if Newcastle United say, "Sorry, I don't want your deal. I want to stream my own games," can they do that legally without the Premier League saying, "Bye, you're gonna play with the Super League with"?
Well, that's like saying FIFA and UEFA couldn't do something different.
Yeah, but I mean,
they're not going to, as long as the people who are running it are getting well looked after by the people who are paying for it.
Mm.
You're not telling me Sepp Blatter in all the deals that he did wasn't well, we know for a fact because you just have to look at his personal wealth growing and growing. Same with the kid in the Caribbean.
Well, but that is the but one thing that could help us is a new stadium or no? It has nothing to do with it, and it
That's
ain't
it.
even. It's like
It's
combats.
essential. It's
It's like
essential.
but yeah, well, with revenue, yeah, it will. But I mean, as far as
If we want to get up there and compete with Tottenham, for example, we've got
I'm not gonna lie though. There are some. Do you think the Premier League pays more because of the stadium?
No, the Premier League don't.
Yeah. So what are you talking
But the
about?
commercial revenue outside the
Yeah,
television money
that's
from the
about
Premier League.
yeah, but that's about the revenue overall. We're talking about TV rights, man. Well, I mean, I have heard some people
Gonna
say
pay
I
more for
like
the
looking at
stadium.
the Allianz Stadium, so I don't know. They only look at it for like 5 seconds outside before the game starts. Other than that, there's nothing else to it. But TalkSport, Mighty Wind's favorite Simon Jordan believes it's a necessity for Newcastle to build a new stadium. Let's see if we agree to with Jordan and Mr. White. Scottish White.
Okay, I think so, and I'm from Glasgow, as Colin is reminding me. Colin, good morning. Jim, are you serious? Both Ibrox and Celtic Park have a better atmosphere than they do in Newcastle. I'm not sure, but is it, Colin, we might have touched on something there. Is it a northern thing? The further north you go, the more febrile the atmosphere. That might be the case. The more febrile, the more feverish, the hotter the atmosphere inside the stadium. Look at it. You get up there. When United were in their heyday, of course. Liverpool at Anfield. And then you go further north, you've got St James's Park. Around that territory in the Midlands, you've got Villa Park, which is a hotbed. Then you go over the border to around my place, to Glasgow, to Celtic Park and Ibrox, and you really are cooking.
But I think it's a cultural thing, isn't it? I think ultimately clubs in the north have been seeded more into the community, have become ultimately more valuable to the community because the communities are often challenged by more things, whether it's the degradation of local industry because of the mines being shut down over the years and the society that they come from. There seems to be a better indexing to the clubs than they do in the south. Or is it just because us in the south are more sophisticated and more demure?
Oh, right.
I don't suspect
you
that's
like tourists
I don't
more.
suspect that's the case at all. I think it's ultimately, I say, despite my happiness owning Crystal Palace, I often sort of navel gazed about owning clubs like Sheffield Wednesday, where you'd look at because you've got to go up there and go, in this place, these guys can't do enough for you. In London, you've got to get permission for this, permission for that. Sometimes the fans have got other things to be doing. There's 10, 12 football clubs within a 10-mile, 15-mile radius. That dilutes the potential energy. And I think there's a uniqueness. In Newcastle's situation, a lot of it is also seeded in, they haven't won anything. So there is a challenge in their minds about being able to achieve things. I mean, the last thing they won was the Fairs Cup in 1968. Am I right? Something of that nature.
Well, the last domestic trophy was in 1955.
Well, there we are.
So there we are.
So we're talking about a club that's got great legends of the past. Jackie Milburns of the world that people associate as great centre forwards, and it is clearly an environment that is seeded in a sport being so prevalent to the community, but it's been starved of success.
Sure. There's Ian in Liverpool. Jim, St James's Park, okay, when they're on top. You want a cracking atmosphere all the time? Goodison Park is the best. I've been to Goodison on many occasions, and it is jumping, I must say.
I think that it's also, there's been some difficult times in Goodison Park recently where it hasn't been jumping. In fact, it's been toxic and it's been hostile, and they would say because of justified cause. And it's been hostile. It was hostile to the late Bill Kenwright and to that board of directors so much that they couldn't even go in the bloody stadium.
True. On TalkSport this morning, I've just heard Mr. White, that must be me, say in his opinion St James's Park is the best atmosphere as far as stadiums go in the UK. I'm sorry to disagree. It is Anfield every day of every week, says that message sender. Here's one for you. You used the word
great atmosphere.
You used the words febrile.
Yeah.
So feverish, hot atmosphere. Can you name me a stadium in London, say in the southeast, that would fall into that category? A febrile.
I don't think in London they got a stadium like that. I mean, who could it be?
Fulham.
Well, Chelsea on a good day, if that, but not anymore. I mean, with Chelsea of Drogba was something to watch, man. But that's 20 years ago.
Selhurst Park's not bad,
It's the old-fashioned. It's like Fulham, isn't it?
Very good.
It's like the cottage. It's the old grounds.
I mean, it is bad. It's a complete shithole. It's the worst ground in the Premier League, but it does have. Sometimes those bad old grounds have the best atmospheres.
Yeah.
Palace. Well, I mean, people in the chat said Palace could be the best.
I would say if I was going to pick one for London, Upton Park used to be good.
Oh yeah,
and that's gone now.
That's gone.
But
Like
Selhurst Park was
going, and I'm talking about going is erased. Is if it was done on purpose. Poor West Ham fans. But I mean, you can say Anfield, but a lot of people say about speakers. I think that's more banter.
Oh,
I think Anfield.
every time you get something like this, some jackass says Anfield. I'll tell you what happened.
Well, it's a Liverpool fan.
They all stand up at the start, sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," take their selfies, video them coming out, and then they sit down and be quiet until Liverpool score.
But no,
and then they go quiet again until Liverpool score again.
It isn't nothing better than St. James's Park. I mean, a tackle they celebrated as a goal. I mean, it's unheard of. Unheard of. You get a lot of that in South America, but not in Europe. Not a lot of those. And if you were allowed, I'm an advocate for this, by the way. If we need to do the We Can Smoke party, but for this thing about bringing back flares, man. We need to bring back flares. If we can bring back flares, it will be hell to pay at St. James's Park. Let's keep listening.
Forward at times with the Newcastle fans.
Yeah, you
over
put
the
your
ownership.
foot in it with them.
No, I stay with what I've said.
All right.
And I do think that Geordie Raw, sometimes there was a bit of an illusion, and they were just the same as any other football club, that when they score goals, they celebrate. But right now, in this moment in time, that atmosphere was as good as you'll get anywhere. Now, does it make them the best? Well, the best is all relative. I don't think it does. I think it makes them brilliant in their own rights.
But it can be a game changer. It was a game changer last night. That crowd played a part in them getting over the line last night.
Yeah, they did. But I think the players and the manner in which Eddie set them up and set them out and set them off was all about the players. And of course, the fans created the extra energy, and that's brilliant. It's part of the dynamic, and that's what is unique about English football. And I take the argument yesterday about how fans are priced out of it and so on and so forth. But the players were at it as well.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter, you could have had this fever. I mean, there is also a case in point where you say, well, look, you'd have to be especially gifted not to be highly aroused by the atmosphere. But then you've got the other side of the argument with Ruben Amorim going, oh, my players don't want to play in front of their fans at Old Trafford.
Yeah. See, a lot of people say
they're the yeah. Well, that's. I don't know. I have not seen it yet. I mean, I've seen St. James's Park being toxic though. I mean, but like in the Ashley era, I don't think I've ever seen it go back to that, where it's like whistles and a little bit away when Tonali wasn't playing. A little bit of that, but with the away fans.
Well, Chris, during Calvin, mate, there was nobody singing there.
Which there you go. But at least no booze. So that's either. So but as far as like toxic, I mean, I don't think there's anything to be toxic about at Newcastle anyway right now. But
I think it's like every club, and you go around the grounds. I mean, I used to travel with my granddad to lots of grounds across the country, and every ground has the same. You get a point where everybody's watching and nobody's singing. You get a point where a part of the crowd will sing, and then it just knocks onto the rest of them, and everybody gets up. There's lots of quiet times during every period of game. I haven't been to one ground, including Liverpool, regarding what everybody else says, and tells you that it's singing the entire 90 minutes, because that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is. No, but I don't think I've ever. I mean, the Scottish teams get crazy though. To be fair,
yeah, but they spend more time.
For 4 games a season.
4 games a season, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. Well, when
the
I went
firm derbies is crazy.
When I went there for Bournemouth, oh man, it wasn't the old man of the 70s, man. When you had long hair, a mustache,
getting battered. That's why.
Never had a mustache.
A mustache and the flares, man. It wasn't you at the time, man. You were a little bit knackered, but it was also you didn't drink enough. That's also the problem. But so there are moments, but I think as far as the Premier League,
that's because I was in the company of somebody who wouldn't buy his round.
No, but I tell you what though, Premier League, that must have been Amri. The Premier League, it's I think Newcastle's got that, but I always remember Leeds, man. Ooh, Leeds is a tough one too, man.
Ellen Road, yeah, on its day.
You don't think so, Jamie? What's wrong with you, man? You're not bothered by it?
No, I agree with you. I think these have all got good atmospheres on the day. Last time I was at Leeds, the away fans completely outsung the Leeds fans. And that was when John Joe Shelby scored.
Well, yeah.
And we didn't hear much from them all that day. And they can take a bad mood and go down and down. They get a bit toxic when they've been in those relegation battles.
Yeah,
But it's like Newcastle, the whole city's behind that club, the whole area. And sometimes when they get it right, it's brilliant.
But
And
it's
it's
like a
exactly what Gary
competition.
said. There's no point in saying like the atmosphere here is always better than the atmosphere there. Because we get days like Bournemouth at St James where it's flat as a
Doesn't
fart.
happen.
It goes
Yeah,
up
exactly.
and up. But
A couple of weeks later, you get the Arsenal game where the crowd practically wins it for them.
my point is when everybody's on their game, I don't think I think St James's Park is just different, man. It's different.
Well, trust me.
You can
When I
argue
used
that
to go,
with any team, really.
No,
if
you
everything's
cannot.
going.
No.
I have never been, and I'll say this not just because I'm a Magpie fan. I have never been in an away end with better fans than Newcastle fans.
Oh no, but as far
The
as
away
supporters
crew,
are concerned, we
they're
are the
singing
best.
literally on the coaches, on the trains, all the way down
Mhm.
there, and it seems to just continue throughout the game. It's an amazing atmosphere away from home.
Yeah. All right. A bit of an injury update. Shall we? Sven Botman,
All
Anthony
right.
Gordon were both absent from the 3-2 win at St Andrews. We don't know what Botman's situation is, the knee issue, but I think it's the other knee, so not the one that he had issues with before. Gordon, he wasn't selected, so that is kind of worrisome.
Thigh strain.
And a thigh strain. Joe Linton, we don't know what's happening. I think it's going to be a lot longer than we expected. So at this stage, don't know how those players are going to be doing it. We had a little scare with Willock, but he kept playing. But we don't know, man. It'll just be like,
Well, it'll be Dan Burn, mate. That'll be the one. If
Dan
that's
Burn
a,
issue.
if that's a groin injury and it's a torn
Yeah.
groin, then it's going to be a few weeks. And that's what we said. It's really crazy, isn't it? You've got a defender on the bench who's crying out for minutes, can't get a game, and now we are struggling for a left-sided centre half.
Yeah. And the proof of the pudding's going to be in the eating. All these people who've been crying out for Botman to come in for Burn.
Here we go.
They're going to get their wish.
You want to be right all the time, man. Man, it doesn't. It's Botman's gonna come in. The thing is with Burn, it's hard to play with a groin issue, and just act as if it didn't happen.
I'm saying, Botman will come in, hopefully, anyway, as long as that sort of knock that he got on his knee isn't too great. But all of us, I keep on saying, man, be careful what you wish for.
That's what you
The
said.
thing is, at the minute, all roads lead to Wembley, and any injury has got to be viewed through the prism of the League Cup final being the most important game.
That is my next point. That is my next point. Joe Linton seems to be the longest, and if he's not available for the League Cup final, I don't.
We'll have to go with the same formation against Arsenal.
That's no bueno, man. Not bueno at all. Because that final might be what you need some balls.
Yeah.
In the midfield.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we could well go 3-5-2 again.
Yeah.
We need to do to Liverpool as Birmingham did to us the other day, and get stuck in.
Yeah, but I don't know. You might get some red cards with VAR. You might get some red cards if we go.
No, you haven't got to be dirty. I'm just saying you've got to be stuck. You've got to get stuck in rather than stand off.
Well, certainly we're dirty.
Yeah.
If there'd been VAR on Saturday, I'm sure there would have been a couple of reds at least.
If Botman's like 80% to play at Man City, normal circumstances you'd play him. It's the next game. If he's fit, you'll play him. I think everything he does, he's got to be thinking about. If I play him and that gets worse, how many days to the League Cup final? How many games? He's got to really start with the team he wants there and work backwards. Another interesting point is, what does he do for that game at Anfield? Do we play the team that we want to play in the cup final and give Liverpool some clues? Or do we throw them a curveball, play a different team? If you play the team that's going to play in the cup final and get beat, you can maybe take that away and say, right, what went wrong?
Right.
And that's the plan to win the cup final.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right now, you get into the intricate parts of getting to a cup final.
Well, I have an intricate mind, Chris. I can't help it.
You believe in what, sorry?
He's got an
I said I have
intricate
an
mind.
intricate mind. Can't help thinking like that.
My main issue is Joe Linton not being able to play. I mean, listen, somebody said we got 3 weeks for Joe Linton, but then you got to get him ready. Remember when Joe Linton came back, or he had that issue with Sunderland, where actually he got hurt the same game, but
we've got 5 weeks till the final.
Yeah,
that was.
You got 2 weeks to play. You got 2 weeks to play with. Do you guys think that we should play the same 11 every week and not rest them in the league?
No.
All right.
I don't think you can
And that's
afford
why
to.
I'd have preferred one of the championship sides in the FA Cup.
I'm not much
that
of
would have been an easy option to rest people up. But we need to put a good team out against Brighton.
I'm not much of a rester either, but when it comes to winning a trophy,
I'm not a rester. Not when we've still got 7. We've got a week between games. To me,
I'm talking about from now to the final. I'm not saying now. I'm talking about from now to the final. I mean, Man City, you can't do it, but
you're playing a game a week, for God's sake.
If one gets hurt, listen, I'm not much of a rester either.
One can get hurt playing half a game. You cannot live your life like that. You've got to go for it, man. Go for the treble.
All right, there we go. Man, you didn't. Come on, man.
Risk and reward. I think them are the two things you've got to look at.
Yeah.
It's risk and reward.
Well, listen, we are who we are.
It's just who we are, mate.
Anyways, moving on to the next one and final one. Just Fabrizio Romano reporting that I guess, like I said to the Sport in December, reported that Tonali was unhappy. Blah, blah, blah. He wasn't playing at the time. Mighty Win wanted that as well. He didn't want Tonali to play. But then now Fabrizio Romano getting his agent to rubbish all of that stuff. He's happy, content. Beppe Rizzo told Fabrizio Romano, Sandro is one of the best midfielders in the world. He now has a value that Italian clubs would struggle to be able to afford. I imagine a career far from Serie A. So just a little one on Sandro. He ain't going nowhere. Sandro is a tune player.
Sandro is a Geordie.
Sandro is a proper Geordie. There you go.
He dined it with our spoons to prove it.
He certainly had. We ate the same restaurant, but I ate with Sandro Tonali ate. See, I've done a lot of historical things, man. I'm telling you, I've done a lot of historical things. Well, obviously, we talked about John Tudor, so rest in peace. 78 years of age. I think he was sick already. He was living in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, maybe.
Yeah, he was abroad, wasn't he? Canada or USA, one of them.
Yeah, John Gibson, he's a correspondent now, former player as well. With the Chronicle, he paid his tributes, and I'm sure Super Mac will do that when he shows up. I think on NUFC Matters or whatever. So rest in peace to the one and only John Tudor. Also, happy birthday to Miggy Almiron. It was his birthday today. He turned 50 years of age. Oh, that's how fast he was anyway.
We got Miggy in the audience.
Miggy always running though. He was always running, man. You run like Forrest, boy. Keep on running all the way.
Always running, always smiling.
There we go. So happy birthday to my boy Miguel Almiron.
If ever he comes back, he'll get a rapturous reception, I'm sure.
He played well, apparently, in America, in the MLS.
Yeah, played for an hour.
Played for an hour. In number 10 slot.
Yeah. By the way, 20 years ago, what happened? Who made his debut with Newcastle United 29 years ago? Who made his debut?
What was it?
29.
You get one player.
Faustino Asprilla.
Okay, that's what Jamie says. Who do you think, Roy?
2004.
96.
29 years ago, man. Do the math.
Oh, 29 years ago.
Jesus.
So it must be Asprilla.
80.
Well, I don't guarantee nothing.
It was January 96.
No, Asprilla was Middlesbrough away.
All right, so give me your damn name, man.
Yeah, it
Gary?
was before Shearer, so
Yeah,
Bria.
I would have said Sprilla.
Okay, Roy, who do you say?
That's Bria.
Mighty when you're wrong and
So
not.
we signed him in the January
So
window.
the one is Mr. Tino Asprilla. He signed that shirt by the best tune shirt ever. If you find one of these, get a hold of me. We'll make an illegal transaction.
It wasn't that shirt. It was the one before.
And no, man,
He signed.
That's true.
No, that was the shirt.
No, it was the one before.
Man, stop playing with me, man.
The one you've got is a 97,
Okay, then, yeah, I'll tell you what.
98.
Let's put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, that was 97,
He made his
98.
debut in the one before.
So
And
this
the
is
one you've got there is the one he scored the hat trick against Barcelona in.
Man, the shirt looked the same, man.
No.
It was a 2-1 comeback at the Riverside against
the Borough.
There you go. It was the some people might say derby. I mean, you know, like cousins, man. They're like unwanted cousins. Yeah, but let's take a look at this one. Hopefully, it doesn't lag.
Got right underneath it. Ferdinand in the middle, so is Watson. Good skill. Here's Watson! What Janino can do, so the Colombian can match.
That was a good.
That's the best shirt.
There you go. No shield on the back.
Actually, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I apologize. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I did play with that shirt. Which, by the way, I always said it was the not least like, but you know, I didn't really like it because people say it's the best ever. It's the best ever. I bought it actually. It cost me 20. That's another thing why international fans need a little bit of love because I bought that thing for $140, and just because people say it's the best shirt ever, that's why I give it a little bit of a you know. But
It's the best shirt.
Man, this
Here
here.
we go. Just stat of the day, I suppose.
Anthony Gordon is averaging 2.5 chances created per night in the
Per
Premier
90.
League this season. That puts him in the top 1% of all wingers across Europe. Top 5 leagues. There
Yeah,
you
the
go.
top 5 leagues. Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, we didn't even talk about it. Shall we talk about it a little bit, please? The Newcastle United is set to beat Barcelona and Real
That's the
Madrid
baby.
to the signing of an 18-year-old Malaga starlet, Antonio Cordero. Did you guys read about that?
Yeah. Good player.
I read it, but I've never heard of him before.
Is he, is he a really good player? I mean,
He's slight in frame. He's not something that you look at and he, he carries form. He's nowhere near the Miley type stature. He's very very light on frame, but he's got great balance. He seems to have nice quick feet. It's whether he can adjust to the Premier League standard. That's the big thing.
yeah, but I mean, the fact that Mail Sport is reporting this, and Craig Hope, by the way, and also Marca, big Spanish outlet. I mean, if the fact that we're beating Barcelona and Real Madrid, I don't know.
Really?
I think that they might have been interested and then said, let's just pull out, and then Newcastle just sliding in. You know, listen. What do we say all the time?
It's just who we are, mate.
Yeah, exactly. We got to give it. So, interesting young player, 18 years of age, but is he really going to be a game changer for us, Jamie? I mean, I don't know. You never know. Osula looking good, so I guess.
Is he left-sided?
What was that? Sorry?
Is he a left-sided attacker?
He's right-sided.
Because
right,
is he?
So
I don't think it'll be the answer, but it sounds like the caliber of player that might be able to be in and around the squad, sort of Willis Euler style, Lewis Hall style last year, where he gradually comes through and comes on. I'd imagine that's the sort of player he is, because he won't be a development player, because the word is we're spending quite a few quid on him.
And Choppy asking if he is signed. He's nobody signed, but Mail Sport is reporting that Newcastle have, he's close. He has come to Tyneside to visit with Sporting Director Paul Mitchell, according to this report. His representatives are now holding conversations with Paul Mitchell, and so I guess there's a pre-contract agreement with Cordero. who is a free agent in the summer. So Cordero, man. All right, we shall see what happens with him. Last but not least, I got a Geordie joke on Geordie accents. I found amusing. That's a proper one right there, man. Jamie doesn't want. He doesn't like when people talk about Geordies, but you got to you laughed about that one. That was good. I thought his accent was pretty spot on. What do you guys think?
Yeah, brilliant. It's Jason Manford, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You're joking, man. I know that one. I know that one, man. That's
Jason Manford.
Anyways, listen.
I'll have to send you the pub landlord doing his. That's excellent.
All right. Well,
Say, don't send him anything to Chubby Brown, especially when the kids are there.
Thank you so much for your kind support. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. We will see you tomorrow at 9:30 with the old man. And thank you so much. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Mighty Win. And we all got to go get.
I'm going to get me suit measured.
See you later. How are you, lad?
Away, the lad.